case number 434 on the calendar in the matter of Ayala versus Bianchi. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated.
How old are you, Miss Ayala?
I just turned 21.
And you?
19.
And you have a baby?
Yes, ma'am.
How old is your child?
2.5.
So you had this child when you were 17?
I was 16, turning 17.
And the father of his child is one Joey?
Yes, ma'am.
And you had a boyfriend whose name just happens to be Joey?
Yes.
One and the same?
Yeah.
Where is Joey today?
He's not present.
Of course not. Miss Ayala, you claim that Miss Bianchi, in a little bit of a hissy fit, damaged your car by kicking it.
Yeah.
Miss Bianchi says, while you had a fight, she may have hit you, but she certainly didn't kick your car.
No, ma'am.
Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
I'm serious. Where is Joey? I mean, is he working today? Is he?
He's watching my child. It's his son.
He's babysitting.
Yes, ma'am.
He managed to get time off from his job?
No, he doesn't work.
You want to tell me what happened, Miss Ayala?
Yeah, it all started when me and my boyfriend were driving in my car.
Your boyfriend, Joey.
My boyfriend, Joey, were driving in my car. And then she started following us. And she wanted me to get out of my car, and I didn't want to step out of my car.
Well, you stopped your car.
Well, Joey was driving.
So Joey stopped the car.
Yeah, Joey stopped the car. We went to his grandma's house so his mom could come out and make her stop following us.
She followed you to the grandmother's house.
Yeah, and he honked for her to come out, and then that's when Lisa ran out of her car, kicked my car, and that's when I got out of my car. And then I was going to close my door, and that's when she kicked my car again, and that's when she tried to tackle me to the floor, and we just started fighting until his mom and him pulled her off of me.
Now I'll hear your version.
It was Thanksgiving morning. The whole reason why we were fighting, I had informed him that I was pregnant again. And we were in the process of supposedly working things out. So later on that night, my friend who was dating his cousin had called me and informed me that he was with her, Lorena, in front of his grandmother's house in her car. So I drove over there.
Why?
Just see what's going on. I told him I was pregnant, find out if he's with her. We were supposedly working things out. So I went, I found them there. She was sitting in her back seat of her car, putting on her shirt. He was sitting in her driver's seat, just with his tank top on. And I had asked her, I'm like, oh, so you guys just got done, you know, having sex.
Doing the nasty.
Yeah. And she's, yes, I asked her, I'm like, you guys just got done having sex? And, well, not in those words, but, and she's like, oh, yeah, we were. And he wasn't saying anything. He was sitting there. You know, he knew he was caught.
Because he's a moron.
Yeah, exactly. He knew he was caught.
He's a moron who doesn't have a 2-year-old child that's going to be around forever and isn't pregnant again.
Yes.
Right? You're that moron. He's the other moron.
Yes.
Okay. Go ahead.
Me and her had words. We were both sitting in our car. I was sitting in my driver's seat. We both got out of the car at the same time and went at each other. And we're fighting for about maybe 2-3 minutes until Joey came, pulled me off of her. His aunt and his mom were then holding me back. He was holding her back.
Let me see damage to the car.
And they weren't holding me back. Just when she let me go, I let her go.
Did you ever hear of birth control?
Yes, ma'am.
Well, why don't you use it?
Oh, I am now.
Very good. So you're making $35,000 a year. You have your own apartment. You have your own car. You have your baby taken care of. Your child is in school. You have a good job. You got your GED. You finished your education. What's the matter?
And you're married.
And you're yeah. Oh, please. That would be terrific. That would be frosting on the cake. Did you try to get out these dents? Is that what these little holes things are that you tried to get out the dents?
No, I didn't try to do anything. I haven't done anything. And I went to go get estimate.
Let's see the estimates.
The top one is the one where my Nissan dealer told me to go to, and that's the one I'm taking.
Top one is the cheapest one, $1,513. Is that right?
Yeah, that's where my Nissan dealer
Miss
told me to go.
Bianchi, let me tell you sometimes what temper does. When you have a temper, you have to pay for it. This didn't happen to her car from nothing.
I understand.
Now, I don't care if this happened to her car as a result of the two of you struggling with each other and falling into the car, although that's not what this looks like.
No,
this looks like a kick.
We didn't even come in contact with her car.
That's not true. No, we didn't. You did.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Lorena Ayala says
The mother of her ex-boyfriend's child, Lisa Bianchi, vandalized her vehicle. Lisa says she caught the father of her child and Lorena having sex in a parked car.
Miss Bianchi, you were so furious that day, which is why when I read your answer and you said you found out after Joey had been at your house and had talked the day before about getting back together again, blah, 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 somebody calls you up and said, you know where Joey is? Joey's over at our house. You get in the car. Where'd you put your baby when you got into the car?
He was at home with my mother.
Your mother takes care of your baby?
Oh, no, ma'am.
Well, what were you doing at home with your mother?
I lived there.
Well, so you left your mother to take care of your baby.
I asked her if she can take care of him, yes.
So you could go out and take care of this problem.
No, it wasn't my intention to go and fight her. It was my intention to go there and find out what was he doing with her. If he was with her, then why is he, you know...
Well, why didn't you just wait until he got finished and call him on the phone?
I wanted to catch him, so...
Well, you caught him.
Yeah, I caught him.
You caught him.
Yeah.
And once you caught him, then your adrenaline started to rush. That you have to pay for, Miss Bianchi. Are you expecting this other baby?
No, ma'am.
Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $1,513.73. Thank you, that's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
He's been with me. We're not together, but I'm always going to be there. We'll communicate. He's the father of my child.
I was in the back seat. He was driving in the front seat.
Why would she be in the back seat? She was putting on her clothes.
I'm not going to be with them no more.
Don't fight over a guy anymore. They're not worth it.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Collins versus Solis. Step forward, please.
Account manager Alicia Collins is suing her neighbors, construction supervisor Ronald Solis and his wife Ray Lynn, for vet bills resulting from a dog attack. Ronald is countersuing for a false, dangerous dog charge.
Ms. Collins, you and the defendant are neighbors.
Yes.
And you have a dog, a little dog, and they have a little dog. It is your claim that their little dog came on your property, bit your dog, bit you, and when you picked up your dog, blood from your dog got on a sweater. You want the Solises to pay for the vet bills.
Yes, Your Honor.
You did not seek medical attention.
No, Your Honor.
And the cost of the sweater.
Yes, Your Honor.
Solises say that they should not be responsible. They didn't see this whole thing happen. They don't know what happened. And in addition, they are counterclaiming, they say, because you called animal control and they had to go through a whole process with regard to their dog, who was ultimately declared not a dangerous animal, and they want you to pay the expenses that they incurred going through this process. How long have you been neighbors?
I just bought the house in September of this past year.
And what kind of a dog do you have?
A Yorkshire Terrier. She's 4 pounds, 8 ounces.
And when did this incident occur with the Solises dog?
September 10th.
Shortly after you moved in?
Yes.
Were you at home?
Yes, ma'am.
What time of day?
It was approximately 6 o'clock p.m.
Okay, tell me what happened.
My son was out on his rollerblades, and...
Are you immediate neighbors? Do your properties abut each other?
I can see the side of his house from the front of my house.
Okay, so you're not immediate next-door neighbors?
No, Your Honor.
So your son was outside on his rollerblades?
He was on his rollerblades, and we had our garage door open, and he had come to the door and he said that there was a stray dog outside. So when I opened my door going into the garage, there was a dog standing there. No collar, no anything.
Was it this dog?
His dog, which I did not know at the time, Your Honor.
Okay, but the dog was in your garage?
In my garage. So I told Sheldon he was playing with a friend several streets over, that he was going back over there. I closed our garage door and came in the house. And
where did the dog go?
Back out in the neighborhood. And so then it was probably about 45 minutes later, I was going around to, because I just got the house, so I was going around to put a new light bulb in on my front porch. So Prissy had never been out front yet, my little dog. So I put her on her lead, and I walked her around to the front porch, and I had the lead on my hand, and I was doing the light bulb. Well, here comes the dog again. And so it's on the sidewalk, and then Sheldon said, Mom, I think that dog's a stray dog. It's going to get hit. By this time, the dog comes running through my yard, comes up, and with teeth and everything, and starts fighting Prissy. And Prissy's 4 pounds, 8 ounces. Ripped her ear. There was blood every place. It was all over her, all over the porch.
So this dog came up on your porch?
On my front porch.
Okay.
And I have a picture of my house, Your Honor, that shows that my front door is not like right there next to the sidewalk.
I'd like to see it, please.
The dog had to come quite a ways.
Okay.
So Prissy had to, she was bleeding profusely. Then I couldn't get it to stop, and it had torn the tooth of the dog had torn her ear and had nipped my hand, because when the dog started attacking, my dog was on her lead. I immediately just, you know, I mean,
Yanked
nobody
her up.
wants, yeah, I yanked her by her lead. She's hanging. I've got her in my arms, and their dog kept jumping on me to get at Prissy and ended up having its two teeth into my hand. I rushed Prissy in immediately into the house, yelled at the top of my lungs at this dog to get, you know, just to get out of our yard and get away from us. I made my son come in. I ended up taking Prissy to the emergency animal clinic around the corner from our house, and they put her in emergency surgery. She stayed overnight. She ended up getting 3 stitches in her ear, which will never heal again because it was at the end of it, and it broke a blood vessel. That's where all the blood had come from that was everywhere. So
What were the vet bills?
the night of the surgery was $397.28, and then for her follow-up it was $28. And then she also had another follow-up, Your Honor, $43.73. And then after I had found out that their dog had not had its rabies shots, my dog had to go back to the vet, which was $68.37.
Now, what about the sweater?
And I also have the receipt for the sweater. It was a black silk sweater set that I had it was the second time I'd ever worn it. And of course it was ruined, and I never really, I just wanted my dog taken care of, the main thing.
Just give me the
Okay.
cost of this. That's what we're here for. Give me the cost of the sweater set.
The sweater was $85.52.
$622.90. Is that right, Bird?
That's right.
Good. This thing broke. I think it needs a new battery. Oh, see, I just fixed it. Now I'll hear you.
First of all,
September 10th?
Yes, ma'am.
6 p.m.
Yes, ma'am. It was later than that. My wife called. I was going home from work, and she said.
Were you
that-
at home?
Pardon me?
Were you at home?
No, ma'am. My wife was. I was. At
Good.
my
So
work.
I don't want to hear from you yet.
She did not come to our house till the 12th.
I don't care what she came to your
Okay.
house. Were you at home on September 10th at 6 o'clock?
Yes.
Where was your dog?
I thought she was in the backyard.
But she wasn't.
I don't remember.
Was she chained in the backyard? Is there a fence?
There is a fence, yes.
Has she gotten out of the fence? She's a
Once
digger.
before, yes.
Because Jack Russells are diggers.
Yes, ma'am.
So they make holes under the fence and scoot out.
Yes, ma'am.
Right? I know a little bit about Jack Russells. Bought a house from somebody who raised Jack Russells. Spent a lot of time filling in the holes that they made. That's what Jack Russells do. They dig holes.
Yes.
So your dog's gotten out before.
Yes, ma'am.
Well, you got out again. So you tell me why you believe that you are not responsible for all of these bills that the plaintiff had.
Well,
we're not even talking about the pain and suffering she had because she was bitten by your dog or the emotional distress. We're not talking about that. I think that she would have been satisfied just taking care of the dog's medical bills.
Yes, Your Honor.
So why don't you tell me why you think that you're not responsible?
Well, when she first came to our house, she immediately stated that she was, if we did not take care of it, that she was going to sue us and have our dog picked up. And I asked her, she'd have to talk to my husband because she was very irate and I didn't want to deal with her. So I told her she had to come home back when my husband was home.
Why? Aren't you a big girl? Can't you take care of this business yourself? What do you have
Sure.
to deal with him for? She came to you. She's a woman. You're a woman. She got bit. Her dog got bit. She had vet bills. What did you have to talk to your husband for? What is he? He's got a bigger brain than you do?
No.
I don't think he does.
No.
You don't, do you, sir? You're not smarter than your wife, are you?
In some instances, I think I am.
Really? Really? Just that answer suggests to me that that's not true. So why don't you tell me, Mr. Salas, why you think you're not responsible for these vet bills?
Because today is the first day she's seen our dog. She's not seen our dog before the alleged incident, nor since. Her proof is that she said that she talked to people, children that ride with her son on the school bus, and they said, yeah, there's a little white dog that lives at our house. And that's how she's going on the basis that it was our dog that attacked her dog. Or
Excuse
had
me,
a
Your
dog
Honor.
fight with
I
a dog.
have his statement that it was, we had to go to dangerous dog hearing before I could do in small claims. The statement that he submitted to the court September 30th, 2002, they went to each one of the neighbors, which, you know, it's like welcome to the neighborhood to me, and explained and told what happened. He states on here that neighbors puts their address that says that they saw his dog running from my yard after they heard the confrontation. So he's suing me for hearsay, but he also said it. And when we went to dangerous dog...
You want to respond to that?
Yes, ma'am.
I'll hear you.
I did say that after we asked her to get witnesses.
Just a second. So you went to neighbors, and the neighbors said that they saw your dog leaving her house.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, fine.
May I finish?
Uh-huh.
The neighbor said that her son was playing with my dog and coaxed my dog into going to their yard.
How could he coax your dog to go into their yard if your dog was behind your fence?
I'm going by what the neighbor said. I guess because he was playing. How my dog got out, I don't know. He may have gotten the dog out. I don't know.
Mr. Salas, I've just made up my mind. We're going to let your wife finish talking. Your dog bit her. Your dog bit her dog. Your dog got out from the backyard. Your dog has gotten out of the backyard before. You are responsible for keeping your dog penned in. If your dog digs holes in order to get out of your fenced backyard, then you have to keep your dog in the house. Or you have to keep your dog tethered on a wide enough lead so that your dog has the run of the backyard but can't leave. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
That's it. End of discussion. You're responsible for all of these bills. So we've made an interesting case out of your case. However, he has a counterclaim, which is equally as ridiculous, which I'm sure your wife would never have filed. Because, Mr. Salas, you want her to pay for all of the expenses that you incurred when she reported your dog as a dangerous dog, and you had to go to hearings, and you had to get muzzle for your dog, and you had to get restraints in your house, all of those things, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Right? Well, that's what you're supposed to do.
We had the restraints already.
Then what do you think that she ought to pay for?
All the inconvenience we've incurred because
You
of
should
this.
be inconvenienced.
What about my inconvenience?
You should be inconvenienced. A lot. Your dog had a history of getting out of your fenced backyard, according to your wife, who knows how to tell the truth. And if that's the case, you should have seen to it, and your wife should have seen to it, that this dog was not placed in a position where the dog could get out and cause any injury to any other person or any other animal or people's property. You didn't do that. So if you were inconvenienced, that's what's supposed to happen to people who don't take care of their responsibilities. So your counterclaim is dismissed. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $622.90. Goodbye.
Parties are excused. You may step out. Yeah, this is case number 472 on the calendar in the matter of Willis versus Thorpe. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Folks, have a seat, please.
Bird, you are going to love this case. Because I read the complaint and the answer, and I found the facts, as presented by you two young ladies, to be fascinating. How are you related to her?
I'm her mother.
Why don't you have a seat for a minute, please? How old are you?
17.
Your mother's close enough, right?
Mm-hmm.
You don't feel threatened by me in any way, do you?
No, ma'am.
That's a big mistake. How old are you?
I'm 18.
And this is your?
Mother.
According to your complaint, Miss Willis, the defendant is a friend of yours.
An ex-friend, yes.
Well, she was a very good friend of yours. And somehow she gave you a couple of checks that she asked you to cash for her.
Right.
You went into the bank, you cashed the checks for her. According to you, you gave her the money with the exception of $50 that she had owed you from previously. And then you were notified that these were stolen checks by your bank, and your account was charged for the money, and you want her to pay you back.
I do.
Now, I couldn't quite get everything that you were saying, Miss Thorpe, but according to you, you had stolen the checks, but she stole them from you. 2 checks. And you have no idea what she did with those checks. Is that right?
That's right.
So why don't we start with a story like once upon a time. Once upon a time, I was driving in the car with my friend.
Well, no.
Then just tell me.
Okay.
Let's go. Once upon a time.
Okay, once upon a time, last May 23rd, we were at our graduation practice. She asked me if I could cash a couple checks for her, saying she did not have her ID, and I asked her if she had a bank account she could cash them out. She said she didn't. So, you know, she's a friend of mine. I did it.
When did she give you the checks?
When we were at the bank.
How did you get to the bank?
I drove.
And how did she get to the bank?
She drove.
So you park your car at the bank. We're going to follow this. You know, we're once upon a time. Now, we're once upon a time. You've gone from graduation into the car. She follows you to your bank. You park your car. She parks her car. And you walked up to her car.
I walked up to her car to get the checks. I sat down in her car. Then I went inside and...
So she handed you the 2 checks.
Right.
What did they say?
I didn't pay a lot of attention to what the checks looked like, to be quite honest. I did ask her where they were from, what they were for, She told me that they were back child support from her boyfriend's ex-wife.
At any time previous to going to the bank, did you discuss with her how much the checks were for?
I think I asked her when we got there. They're for $47 each, and I looked.
When you looked at the checks, was that the first time you saw what the amount was?
I don't remember whether I asked her at the graduation practice how much they were.
Well, you're not a stupid person, are you?
No, I'm not stupid. I honestly just
You're not
don't
a stupid
remember.
person because you have a bank account. How much money did you have in your bank account?
At the time, I had $603, and I
So
have
if somebody
my
had
bank statement
asked
here.
you to cash checks for them in the amount of $2,000, you couldn't have done that, right?
Right, right.
So you had to have asked, well, how much are the checks for?
I don't remember. I was very naive. I didn't, at that point, I did
don't
not
look
know that you had
naive.
to have that much amount in your bank.
Did you
to
hear what
cash
I
them.
said? You
Yeah.
don't look naive.
I don't look now, but I've learned a lot since then. I have.
You mean in the few short months you've learned a whole bunch?
Just about this, about cashing checks, about banks.
Where did you get your money from to put in the bank?
From my job.
What kind of job?
I worked at an ice cream parlor.
So you knew enough to open up a bank account? Did you open it up by yourself or
no,
with your
my
mother?
Dad, I've had it since I was 13 years old.
Great,
My
so you
dad
know
got
how to
it for
go
me.
in there?
Right.
So you know how to make deposits? Did you ever withdraw any money from the bank?
I did. Yeah.
Make out a withdrawal slip.
Well, no.
You don't live on Mars.
I didn't. I never used a withdrawal slip at my bank. It was a savings account. All I did was give them my social security number, ask for the amount, and I had to sign.
So what were these two checks made out for?
$447.50 each. And the reason I believed her about the child support is prior to this, a month before, she told me she was expecting a check for about $500, and she told me that is what she was going to pay me my $50 back for.
You have a
This was
child?
the beginning of May.
No, I don't, Your Honor.
Well, what are these 447?
I have
and
copies of it.
shh.
I'm sorry.
What is this 447 child support? What is that about?
Your Honor, I have no idea.
No idea. You have a boyfriend who gets child support?
I do have a boyfriend, yes.
Does he get child support?
Yes, he does.
Why does he get child support?
Because him and his wife are separated.
How old is he?
32.
And he has a child that he has custody of?
Yes.
And how old are you?
17.
Who is this?
This is
I'm
my
the boyfriend.
You're the boyfriend.
Yes, ma'am.
How long has this been your girlfriend?
Just over a year.
Just over a year. You don't think she's a little young for you, do you?
I didn't plan it that way, Your Honor.
How much do you get in child support from your ex-wife?
About $50 a week. I have custody of both of my children.
$50 a week for each child?
No, ma'am.
Both?
Yes,
Both children. You get that by the month?
I get weekly. I get it weekly if she put
Let me see a
follows
copy of the
payment.
checks.
And it's usually in cash.
Your Honor, Eric was the person that the checks were stolen from. I was convicted and charged for checks
No,
already.
you were charged and convicted.
Charged and convicted for 3 checks prior. I had stole them. I went down to the police station.
Where did you steal them from?
I stole them from Eric,
Who is he?
an old friend
Of whose?
of mine and my mother's.
How did you get his checks?
I went over there one day and I found them laying outside next to his truck, like they had fallen out of his truck, and I picked them up.
Why?
Stupidity.
And what'd you do after you picked them up?
I had gone and cashed a few checks,
How
and
many did you cash?
I was charged with 3 of them.
Judge Judy continues in a moment. Stephanie Willis says former friend Tiffany Thorpe owes for 2 checks she cashed on her behalf. Stephanie says the checks turned out to be stolen.
You walked into the bank, Miss Willis,
Right.
and you see these checks that are made out for $447.50.
Right.
They're not made out to anybody.
No, they were not made out to anybody. At the time, I was having a conversation with the teller at my bank. I was in a hurry to get somewhere, but I asked him. I got up, going out to ask Tiffany to sign them and ask why they were not made out to anybody. I turned around at that point and asked him if it would be all right if I did it myself, or
Why?
if it would matter, because I was in a hurry to get to see someone.
You
that
know, I don't
see
believe you
often.
either.
Huh?
I don't believe you either. I don't believe her. I don't believe you.
Okay.
Miss Willis, you want to know why it doesn't sound right to me?
Yes, I do.
She says, could you cash these checks for me? They're being given to my boyfriend from his ex-wife for child support. Then they would have been made out to him. You don't have to be a rocket scientist to figure that out, especially if you tell me that his name, Eric, is written on the bottom of the check. Did you write his name too?
No, I did not. Tiffany.
So that was there.
Right.
Who wrote that?
Tiffany did.
Did you see that?
I did not, but I know her handwriting. I've known her for 4.5 years. And
So
I
you
her
know that this
handwriting.
is her handwriting?
Yes.
So now you know the following.
Look at the dotted
now
I.
you know the following. You know that she forged his name.
Right.
And you knew that when you were at the bank.
No.
Oh, yeah, you knew of 4
Not
years
at the
at
bank.
that point.
I'm sorry. Not at the bank. I was not aware of that. At
Why
the
not?
bank, I assumed. I did not know the circumstances following the checks, and I assumed that she had gotten it from a friend of hers or perhaps her lover. I did not ask, and I was not sure. But at this point, I knew Tiffany, and we were very good friends for 4.5 years. I had no reason not to believe her.
I'll hear you.
Well, on that day, we did go for my graduation practice, and we were sitting there, and Stephanie was sitting in the car, and I had the checkbook sitting there in the council, and she had asked me what it was, and I had told her that they were stolen checks. And then we went to the gas station.
When you say she asked you what they were and you said they were stolen checks, are you telling me that she didn't say, where did you steal them from, whose are they? Nothing.
No, Your Honor.
She asked you nothing?
No. She just asked me what they were.
And you said stolen checks?
Yes, I told her.
Go
They were
ahead.
Stolen checks. We went to the gas station about 2 blocks away so I can get gas. And then I went inside to pay, and when I came back out, she told me that she needed to be dropped back off at her car. So I dropped her back off at the car, and I went home. And about a week later, she came knocking on my boyfriend's door and was talking to him about some sort of checks.
Step up.
Well, Your Honor,
Name.
my name is Timothy S. Brown.
Tell me about the conversation that you had with the plaintiff.
In May of 2000, Stephanie had stopped at my house on 3 different occasions. On the first occasion, she came in my home and told me that she had gotten some checks from Tiffany that were stolen. This is the time I just found out about the whole stolen check situation. We were only dating for a couple months at the time. She told me that she had gotten some checks from Tiffany and deposited them in her account, and that she said that Tiffany said they were for child support. I knew at that time that something was wrong because I get cash from my ex-wife.
Did you tell her that?
Yes, I did.
And what was her reaction?
All she said that she got the checks from Tiffany, and that Tiffany said they were for child support. And
was she crying?
No, she was upset.
Was she upset?
She was kind of scared because she told me that her mother, her parents were involved in the bank account somehow, and she wanted to get it taken care of before her parents found out about it.
So that was the first time she came
Right.
to your house, and then?
I talked to Tiffany about it. At this time, Tiffany was denying the whole thing to me because she didn't want me to find out about it.
So Tiffany lied?
She lied to me about it, yeah.
And then she lied to her mother, too?
At the time, yes.
She lied.
You know.
Now, when she lied, did you believe her?
No, I was really skeptical about the whole thing, you know, from the start.
So initially, when she told you that she didn't know what this friend was talking
Right.
about.
I had my suspicions. I had contacted her mother to talk about the situation, to find out if she knew anything about it.
And her mother said?
No, she didn't, and, you know, reassured me that her daughter wouldn't do anything like that.
Okay. Step up a second, sure. When your daughter told you what happened, she initially told you she didn't know what she was talking about. Is that right?
Well, when Stephanie came to me, and Stephanie told me a story that Tiffany gave her 2 checks and that they were for babysitting that Tiffany had done for somebody, and that she cashed those checks for Tiffany. But she didn't say anything about child support to me. She said it was babysitting money. That's what Tiffany had told her.
Is that right?
So,
I don't remember telling her that.
Your Honor, we have in a police report statement here, it's the statement that Tiffany had made to the police.
Let me see it. You told the police that you gave her 2 checks, madam. You told the police that you gave her 2 checks to cash.
No, Your Honor, I did not.
Your name is Tiffany, isn't it?
Yes, ma'am, it is.
Tiffany advised that she had given 2 checks to a Stephanie Willis for her to cash. You mean the police made a mistake?
When I went and confessed to the police officers that I had taken the checks from Eric, they had asked me, but Stephanie's checks were not in the bunch because the checks had never cleared his bank.
I'm asking you a question. The police wrote this down. Tiffany advised that she had given 2 checks to Stephanie Willis for her to cash. Is what you're telling me that the police either mistakenly wrote this down or that you lied to the police?
I told the police officers that I had not given Stephanie any checks
So
to
that,
cash.
according to you, the police officers wrote it down. Put your hand down. The police officers wrote it down wrong.
Obviously, yes, Your Honor.
Listen to this, Bird. You have to listen to this. This officer who took this report from this 17-year-old psychopath must have been doing something that day to make himself feel happy, because he too was writing a once-upon-a-time story, according to her. Let me tell you what else he wrote. Reporting officer asked Tiffany about the 2 checks that she gave to Stephanie Willis. Tiffany advised that the 2 checks were for $447.50 each. Tiffany, that's her, you know, with the belly button showing. Tiffany advised that she filled out the checks but left the pay to blank. Tiffany advised that she had Stephanie put her name in the blank. Tiffany advised that Stephanie cashed the checks and gave her the money. Tiffany, Miss Exposed Belly Button, advised that Stephanie wanted $50 to cash them, and she was given that amount.
But
the $50, which...
Shut!
Okay.
Is she getting therapy? Is she in therapy and counseling?
After all this happened, I had 3 counselors involved, as a matter of fact.
Does she live at home with you?
Yes, she does now.
And what about him?
Well, actually, let me tell you the whole story.
Dying to hear this story. But this was easy.
Actually, I was very much against this relationship because of
That's
the
very
great
good
age difference. And at one point, I even got the authorities involved. I called social services, got a counselor involved, and I tried everything in my power to keep them apart. The only thing that accomplished is put a wedge between my daughter and my relationship. So I decided the worst thing that I could have done was to try to interfere with that relationship. And so I choose not to any longer interfere with it at all.
Okay. Now, but she's living at home?
Yes.
What about him?
He is staying there temporarily.
In your
with
house?
his 2 children, yes, actually.
You know, there's one thing about not interfering, and there's another thing, and, you know, she's 17 years old.
Right.
I don't believe her mother is responsible for this $950.
Correct.
And since she's 17 years old, I cannot find her liable. You understand that?
Mm-hmm.
Do you understand? The only way that I can find her liable is if I make her mother responsible. She is, I believe you. I believe that you got suckered in by her. And I believe that she is a liar. I believe that she continues to lie. I believe that she's probably in a relationship that she shouldn't be in. I believe that her mother is caught between a rock and a hard place. But I think that her mother being caught in a rock and a hard place does not put her mother in a position where she is responsible for the forgery and the theft by her daughter to you. Because I, too, believe that you have had a certain responsibility, and that was to be a little more vigilant. Not put your name on these checks when it was clear that they couldn't have been for child support, because child support checks would have been made out to him for the 2 children, not
I
blank.
had no experience with that.
Not
the story
blank.
she gave me, I had no reason.
Well, you
not
should have
to
been more
trust her.
vigilant.
I
Certainly,
should
her
have.
mother couldn't.
I should
Certainly,
have.
her mother could not have known.
Right.
And in order for me to find in your favor against this side of the table, I have to rule that her mother is responsible for paying you back, and I cannot, in good conscience, do that.
Neither could I.
I can't hold her responsible. She's 17. I mean, I wish I could, but I can't. So you're going to have to cover these checks yourself and be a little more vigilant. I feel sorry for you. I really do. I really don't know what I would do in your situation.
It's a difficult situation. I didn't know what else to do either. And I just hope that they will straighten out the problems that they've had in the past.
These 2 girls aren't going to straighten out their problems. As far as these 2 people are concerned, 3 years from now, they won't be talking about each other because he won't be around.
That's what I figured.
But she'll be probably around with her own baby that you're going to have to take care of.
Well, hopefully
that won't happen.
Hopefully. Well, why?
Because I wouldn't leave her like that.
You
I'm
wouldn't?
a good father.
Oh, I thought you were going to tell me that you took care of it so that you couldn't have any more children. 2 was enough.
I'm a good father.
Goodbye.
Parties are
Thank you,
excused. You may step out. Yeah, this is case number 408 on the calendar in the matter of Baker versus Baker. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated.
Mrs. Baker, the defendant is your former husband, and I gather from your complaint that despite the fact that you are divorced, you still maintain a relationship. Is that correct? Or you did at the time of this incident. Is that right?
Yes.
You allege that Mr. Baker assaulted you. You want him to pay for the medical expenses as well as lost wages and pain and suffering as a result of that assault. Mr. Baker says the truth of the matter is that you assaulted him, and despite the fact that he did not sustain any physical injury that required treatment, he was in fact arrested, as you were, and he wants you to pay for all of his out-of-pocket expenses, including his attorney's fees. That is his counterclaim. So I'd like you to tell me, Mrs. Baker, your version of the events of the 15th of September.
Okay, September 15th was a Sunday. We were home watching football. My daughter, my oldest daughter, had come into town from her boot camp. And
How old is she?
She is 19. There's animosity between my daughter and Mr. Baker from a previous assault that he assaulted her. Anyway, we were bringing up the fact that I wanted Shauna to come over and visit, and he didn't want her in the house. She came over to make peace.
She had actually come to the house?
Yes, and I said to him, my daughter wants to make peace with you. Would that be okay? And he got very upset and said, no, you were supposed to give me 24 hours notice if she's going to be around, and she needs to leave.
And so she left?
Yeah, so she left.
Okay.
So we continued with the football. I apologized to him. I was trying for him not to be mad. I always have to make sure he doesn't stay mad. And he started calling her just horrible names, and I begged him to stop. I actually was on my knees in front of the couch pleading with him, please stop saying all those horrible things about her. I slapped him on his face, and I realized that I shouldn't have done that because now I'm going to get in big trouble. And he did come up. He got me into a chokehold. At one point, I was actually sitting on the ground. He had me in a neck hold. He had his fist right over top of me, and he said, do you want me to finish this right now? And I stopped talking because up until then I was calling him a coward and that he only bullies girls, and he bullies my daughter and bullies women, but he never bullies any men. So anyway, he pushed me back down. My face went down, and I never saw it coming. I never got a chance. And he kicked me in the face and just threw me back. Blood just started gushing out. I leaned over the coffee table. I vomited blood. And I asked him, do you want to call the police or do you want me to call the police? And he ran and hid.
What kind of injuries did you sustain?
They took me to the hospital. I have a broken nose. The broken nose, a concussion.
You have a hospital report?
Yes.
Now, can I see the police report, please?
It's a two-part police report.
Can I have his as well so that I can make sure I have all the reports?
Because it was a domestic violence, they had Jane Doe and John Doe.
Had you been drinking?
Yes, we both had been.
You'd both been drinking vodka and orange juice?
Yes.
Was that the drink of choice? How much had you been drinking that day, both of you?
I was drinking my fourth cocktail in about probably 4 hours.
And you?
Probably about the same.
Think that contributed to getting the situation getting out of hand?
I don't know. He drinks an awful lot, a lot more than I do.
Did you tell the police that after you slapped him in the face with your open hand and there was an altercation where he was pushing you down on the couch that you were trying to hit him in the testicles and stomach?
That's when
Did you tell that to the police?
Yes.
And that was before he kicked you?
Yes.
All right, let me hear your version of these events, sir.
It happened pretty much along the same lines she says, but without a few details. I was sitting on the couch, we were both sitting on the couch watching a football game, and we were cheering for the same team, having a good time, and we had argued previously on the previous day about her daughter, and I have a problem with her daughter, and she has a problem with me. And because of our history, it's just not a good idea to have her in our house while I'm there. And all I asked for was a reasonable time of notice so that I could leave, and she can spend as much time as she wants to with her daughter. She did not go along with it on that night because her daughter's getting out of boot camp and she's here visiting. And I said, fine, but I don't want to be here. So she wants me to make up with her daughter. I don't want to make up with her daughter. She made a false statement against me and told the police that I assaulted her 6 months ago, when in fact it was her and my wife that got into the fight. I don't want her in my house,
Gotcha.
period.
Okay. So what happened after your wife slapped you?
She didn't slap me, Your Honor. She punched me in the jaw. She punched me there. She punched me a second time in the shoulder. She grabbed my back. Then she grabbed my wrist. She threw me to the floor. I got a rug burn on this knee. Then as I was attempting to stand up, she grabbed me again. I have photos of that also, of everything, of my injuries. Also the medical report on the back. All of these things happened before her nose was injured.
Judge Judy continues in a moment. Deborah Baker claims she had a knockdown, drag-out brawl with her estranged husband, Bill Baker. Deborah says that's when Bill kicked her in the face.
Mr. Baker, your wife doesn't have a lawsuit, at least a viable one, because she started it. She hit you first.
She hit all of them.
Well, she hit you first, she hit you second, she tried to kick you, she tried to hit you in your stomach, she tried to hit you in your testicles. She acknowledged that to the police. She had had a little bit to drink. The fact that she ended up with a broken nose, that's unfortunate, but that's the way it goes. When you start a fight, sometimes you get the worst of it. You understand that, Mrs. Baker? You started the fight.
I slapped his mouth.
I don't care whether you slapped his mouth. You.
Okay.
I mean, even here, even in your complaint that you filed here, what you did was minimize what you actually did. I assumed that because you knew that I would be looking at the police reports, you came clean. But here you said, so I lightly slapped his mouth to try to stop him from saying the horrible things. That sounded to me like he went like this. Oh, no, don't say those things about Shauna. Well, what you really did was haul off and slug him.
No, I did not punch him.
I
did not punch him.
Whether you slugged him with an open hand or a fist, that doesn't make any difference. You hit him first. He's going to tell me that he didn't mean to kick you, that you were struggling and, you know, you're trying to bite him on the toes, I think is what he says here, and that his foot extended and he kicked you in the face. But even if he kicked you in the face, after you slapped him, you can't complain because you got the worst of the fight. That's what happens. You put your hands on somebody first, you get the worst of the fight. You don't come to court and say, now you got to compensate me. You don't waste my time with that. The only question is, you have no lawsuit. The only question is whether he does or not. Because you started this fight, you were furious, and you weren't about to let it go, and you told the police, amongst other things, that you weren't begging him to be nice to Shauna, which is what you tell me in your complaint. You were calling him all kinds of names. You called him a wimp, you called him all kinds of other names before you got kicked.
Yes. Well, and I don't think that gives him the right to kick me when my face is down.
I want to tell you something. Where was his face when you slapped him?
He was sitting on the couch.
Well, you make a difference whether your face is down or whether you're sitting on the couch?
He was looking straight at me. He was calling me.
Miss Baker, let me tell you something. You don't get any special compensation here because you're a woman and you got the worst of a fight. You started it. You put your hands on him first. You don't get rewarded for that. Case over. Now, you have a counterclaim. You have a counterclaim because you want Mrs. Baker to compensate you for what you spent as a result of being arrested that day. Let me see. Because that sounds viable to me. I don't know why you were arrested. I have no idea why you were arrested. Well, I know why you were arrested. You were arrested because she looked worse than you did. What happened with these cases? They were both dismissed?
Yes.
Yes.
Both decided not to follow through with them. Is that right?
It wasn't our choice. It was the attorneys, city attorneys.
Maybe he's afraid of city attorney's political future. I am not. I don't like domestic violence in whatever form it takes. But that doesn't mean that only women can be the victims of domestic violence. Men can be the victims of domestic violence as well. And unfortunately, this is a case where he was the victim of domestic violence. He was defending himself from you. You were out of control. You were out of control according to what you told the police. According to what you told the police, first you hit him. Then you try to hit him in the testicles. You try to hit him in the stomach. And after that, he kicked you.
That was to get him to get me out of the headlock. He had me in the headlock.
After that, he hit you. He kicked you and hurt you. That's what happened. And then he was arrested. His injuries look as bad as yours. He's got scratches all over him. He's got black and blue marks all over him.
Yeah, he had
and he was
a
arrested.
headlock.
The reason he was arrested is because the police are very, very sensitive about domestic violence.
Yes.
When in doubt, arrest everybody. You know, and I can't fault them for that, because there have been lawsuits involving the police and domestic violence. So they say, listen, when in doubt, let the city attorney decide or the county attorney decide what they're going to do, which is what they did in this case. And the county attorney wimped out. I won't.
Yeah.
I'm awarding Mr. Baker $1,500 on his counterclaim. Your claim is dismissed. That's all.
All right, Judge, you may step out.
He's attacked her. He kicked her in the head while she was on the floor as well.
I just want to get on with my life and move forward.
It was a cowardly chicken thing to do, and I'm just really glad that I'm out of it.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Hollis versus Kirkland. Step forward, please.
Inventory control clerk Lori Hollis is suing her former live-in boyfriend, salesman Alex Kirkland, for unpaid rent and bills. Alex says this is revenge for their breakup.
Ms. Hollis, according to your complaint, a couple of years ago, the defendant lived with you. I assume you were in some sort of a relationship when he came to live with you. You say that he owes you money for rent and other bills. Mr. Kirkland says he doesn't owe you a thing, that you never had an agreement with regard to rent, and when he was working, he gave you money. Is that right, sir?
That's correct.
Okay. When did you move in together, or he moved in with you?
June 10th, 2001.
And how long did you know him before he moved in with you?
From October 1999 for a little over a year and a half.
Why did he move in with you?
He had gotten into a situation where he needed a place to live. And
I don't know what that means.
He had broken up with his girlfriend at the time, and he needed a place to live. He was moving out of his place. And so I offered to let him stay with me.
So he wasn't your boyfriend at the time?
No.
He was just a friend?
Yes.
Okay. Go ahead.
And, you know, and we had an agreement that he was supposed to pay me $450 a month, plus, you know, half of the living expenses, utilities. And about 10 days, I think it was like the 25th of June, he had lost his job. And he lost his job under circumstances which prevented him from being able to collect unemployment. I was a friend of his, and I had faith that he would get a job soon and, you know, and be able to adhere to our agreement. But he stayed unemployed all the way through March 2002.
That's your problem. That's your problem.
Judge Judy continues in a moment. Lori Hollis says ex-boyfriend Alex Kirkland owes for rent and bills. Alex says Lori is a vengeful woman.
Let me tell you what you just told me. You just told me that he broke up with his girlfriend and he had to move out of her apartment, right? I assume it was her apartment because she wasn't leaving. He was being forced out. Is that right? That's why he came to live with you.
Well, I don't know the circumstances of their relationship. So
well, certainly he needed the place to live. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. Then, as soon as he got to your house, he lost his job. And when you say he lost a job under circumstances under which he could not collect unemployment, which means he didn't leave voluntarily. He left because he got caught doing something wrong. Well, if you get caught doing something wrong, then maybe you can't collect unemployment, because if you get fired, and if you've had a work history, then you can collect unemployment. So now you have faith in him that he's going to get a job, but he doesn't get a job. So you can, if he's just your friend, you say to him, toodaloo. Well, but you decided not to. So why are you here a year and a half later looking for rent?
Well, all the time that he was staying with me, well, in September of 2001, he decided, he instigated a conversation with me to take our relationship further, because we had been friends for a real long time. We cared about each other, and I loved him. So
that's why you let him stay.
I let him stay.
That's why you let him stay.
And he continually told me that, you know, don't worry, you'll get a job and he'll pay me what he owes me, and so on. But soon after he did get a job, he picked up and left. And
he's consistent. He's consistent. So what are you complaining about?
Well, the fact that
you cared for him. He evidently was not committed.
I do have a signed rental agreement by him, though.
Let me see it. When did you have him sign a rental agreement?
Well, I tried to get him to sign it soon after he had moved in. He kind of avoided it for a little while, and he ended up signing it because it was the truth, and that he was going to use it as so in a child support hearing to prevent his child support from being raised.
Were you involved in the child support dispute, sir?
Yes.
Is that why you signed this agreement?
That is why I signed that agreement.
So, according to this, you owe her for a year's rent.
According to that.
And?
I didn't really remember signing that agreement. And once she brings it, now that she brings it up, the reason that I signed it was to take into court to show that I was living at a place and everything was on the up and up, and for them not to raise the child support, which they did anyway. It had really nothing to do with rent. She agreed to help me knowing the situation that I was in. I did pay her. I signed my complete checks over to her once I started working, and I didn't move out right after I got a job.
When you say you signed your complete checks over to her, how often did he do that? How many times did he sign his complete checks over to you?
He did the first check he got in April. He did because we were kind of in the rears at rent at the time.
So how much was that?
I don't know how much.
How much was that? Do you remember?
I believe it was around $500 from what I had left from the child support.
Mm-hmm.
And he moved out in July 15th.
Okay. Mr. Kirkland, what you're suggesting is that you took this piece of paper. You were sworn to tell the truth.
That's correct.
And the judge asked you what your expenses were?
Yes, he did. I told him that I wasn't working, and those are expenses that were against me.
You gave this to the judge when
Yes.
you were under oath and
Yes.
said, these are my expenses.
Yes.
My rent is $450 a month.
That's correct.
I need this for transportation. I need this for clothing. Is that right?
That's correct.
So now you're coming into this court, and you're telling me in this court that this was merely meant to fool the judge in the child support proceeding.
Well, that's not correct.
Of course that's correct. That you furnished this document to the judge in the child support hearing in the hopes that they would not raise your child support, but that this agreement was false. You were not supposed to pay $450 a month rent. So you furnished this to the judge in that hearing in order to fool that judge. Be a fair statement?
I guess that would be a fair statement.
Got a judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $5,000. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out. Yeah, this is case number 427 on the calendar in the matter of Nelson versus Harrell. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Ma'am, have a seat, please.
Mr. Harrell.
Yes, ma'am.
Where were you on the 4th of July of last year, sir?
I was at a party with a friend at a friend's house.
You were all in the backyard.
Yes, ma'am, that's correct.
You were lighting fireworks.
No, ma'am, that is not correct.
You were not lighting fireworks.
No, ma'am, and I have a witness that can attest to that fact.
You were never lighting fireworks.
That's correct.
Okay, good. Then, Miss Nelson, it is your claim that the defendant, while at a party at a neighbor's house, was lighting fireworks, and the fireworks sparkled over that he was lighting and damaged your car. You want Mr. Harrell to pay for the damage to your car.
Yes. That is correct.
Okay. Did you see him actually light any of the fireworks?
He physically admitted to us that it was him that shot the fireworks off.
That's a lie, Your Honor.
I don't want to hear you. That's a lie. When I ask you a question, you'll answer the question. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Good. By the way, would you give Mr. Harrell this and ask him if this is his signature? That is your signature on the answer, sir. I'd like you to leave that with Mr. Harrell over there, please.
Thank you.
Who's going to speak?
I'm going to speak first.
Fine.
On approximately 11 o'clock on July 4th, 2002, I heard fireworks going on near my home. And I went to investigate. And when I did, I went to look out the sliding glass door, which is my den, facing the street, and the driveway where the car was parked, the 1998 Ford Taurus that we are saying has been damaged. I saw fireworks coming down over the car, and I looked to see where the fireworks were coming, and they were coming a couple of doors down from my home. I have a picture that you can see where the fireworks were coming from.
Are you behind the fence or in front of the fence?
My house is in front of the fence,
okay,
and the fireworks were coming from behind the fence.
Okay.
And I also want to add, at the time that the fireworks were being shot, that tree that you see was in bloom. And the fear of that tree being caught on fire that close to our homes was also causing me to be very worried that, you know, a fire could catch onto my house.
Who was the neighbor?
The neighbor, his name was, I want to give you a sheet of paper that he gave me his name, address, and phone number on, and also is standing by a phone right now if Judge Judy would like to call him, and he will confirm that Kevin Harrell was at his home and he was the one shooting the fireworks.
Just tell me what you saw.
Okay.
May I see the picture that she gave you?
Sure.
Thank you.
Okay. What I saw, I walked over, I am disabled, I walked over to the house, and when I got to the door, Kenneth McLemore identified himself, and his girlfriend was there. And the
door inside?
Inside, yes.
They were inside?
They came to the door, they were inside. When I told them what was happening, they apologized, and they said they would go and tell Kevin to stop shooting the fireworks, and apologized for it, and said that they had told him not to shoot the... Okay, seriously, I'm sorry. Okay, so I walked back, as I was walking back to my house, another set of fireworks went off at that time. I hollered to my daughter, she ducked because they were coming on top of her and the car. So I went into the house, called the police, and the policeman arrived, and here's his name and the police report.
Can I see the police report, please?
And I'm also providing what the Virginia Beach Code is regarding lighting of fireworks in our area.
You can leave the code there.
Okay,
I'm not
I'd like to
interested
see
in
a
the
copy of
Virginia
that
Beach
police
Code.
report, because the officer,
Can I
when
see
we
the
spoke
police
to him,
report,
said there
please?
was no report being filed due
Can
to
I
the
see the
fact
police
that
report,
there was
please?
no damage,
Can I
and
see the
also
police
due to the
report?
fact that there was
Tell him to
numerous
be quiet,
fireworks being
please.
lit off in the area.
I'm not paying attention to him. When it's his turn, he can speak. Try to explain that to him. Bird, would you explain that to him? Sure. That when it's his turn, when the judge looks at him and asks him a question, he can speak.
Watch her. Speak when spoken to. You're going to be all right.
Yes, sir.
My man.
Thanks, Bird. No problem. Next.
When the policeman came, he went over to the house to discuss the issue of them shooting the fireworks off. After the policeman walked back to my house, Kevin and Kenneth and I think another friend of theirs came over, and Kevin said, "Let me see what damages I did. I didn't do any damages." And he looked at the car and he said, "That's just dust on the car." My daughter then said,
The dust was multicolored. It was red, white, blue, black, orange specks all over the car. So it wasn't not dust, it was ash.
Well, covered with ash doesn't necessarily mean that the car was damaged. That means it was dirty. If it caused damage, I'm going to see that in a minute. But first, I have to determine if there is any liability on his part.
Okay.
Do you understand?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Mr. Harrell, I want you to read to yourself the answer that you filed in this case.
Yes, ma'am, it's accurate.
I want you to direct my attention to the answer, which is lengthy, where you say, "I was not firing off any fireworks that evening." Just point to the line. Bird, would you go over to Mr. Harrell, please, so that it'll be easier for me to follow. Mr. Harrell is going to point out to you the line where he says, which would be, of course, the most important thing in his answer, "I was not lighting any fireworks that night."
Your Honor, this deposition...
Just point to the line, Mr. Harrell.
It's not here, Your Honor.
That's right. It sure isn't. Thank you, Bird.
Finished.
Yeah, we're finished. Now, Mr. Harrell, common sense would indicate that if you are accused of a crime, the first thing that you say is, "I did not do anything. I did not carry the gun. I did not use a knife. I did not light any fireworks. I did not hit the car."
Right, I understand that.
There was no damage. It was just dust.
Your Honor,
We
I
said,
have a witness that was
speak
present.
not, sir. I'm not interested in your witness because I'm not quite sure that your witness at this time wants to fall into my mouth. You understand what I'm saying to you?
Yes, ma'am.
Good.
Judge Judy continues in a moment. Gail Nelson and her daughter Jennifer claim Kevin Harrell is responsible for ruining their car's paint job. The women say Kevin was shooting off fireworks in the direction of their vehicle.
When somebody is filing an answer where he says not guilty, he's saying not guilty because I didn't do it. Not guilty because there wasn't any damage. Do we understand each other?
Your Honor, that statement notwithstanding, if you do continue to read my statement in regards to the damage and the conversation interaction I had with the plaintiff, as well as the interaction I had with the police officer came over after we had already gone to Miss Nelson's house. There was 5 of us, all carrying flashlights, along with both of the plaintiffs looking at the car, okay?
We're not at damage, sir. We're at liability.
I understand. Your
I'm
Honor.
not at the damage part yet, sir.
Understood.
Well, then let's stick to the liability. There are two parts to a lawsuit, liability and damage. I don't get to damage until I reach liability. You just skipped right over liability in your answer and went right to damage, which strikes me as being you were liable, but there was no damage. Do we understand each other, Mr. Harrell?
I believe so, Your Honor.
You don't want to just hop in here, do you?
No, ma'am.
Smart girl. Now let me see a picture of the damage to the car, please, and the estimate.
Your Honor, can I see the initial picture that the plaintiff presented to you?
Now, I promised that you could do that, sir, so I'm going to show you that, and I'm also going to show you the police report.
Thank you, Judge. Your Honor, I'd like to point out one key feature that's missing from this picture, and that would be the fact that at the time of the alleged incident, the car in question was parked directly under this tree, which, as the defendant stated, was in bloom. The damage, so-called damage, was actually droppings from the tree. When we went over, I literally was able to wet my finger and remove it. Ms. Nelson, having seen this, said, well, okay, someone needs to come wash my car tomorrow. The host of the party agreed. The following day, she said she changed her mind.
Mr. Harrell, we're not there, sir.
Sorry, Your Honor.
I first have to make a judgment that you were responsible for the fireworks. I believe you were. Now the question is, am I satisfied that the car was damaged? I would like something, them to point out something to me,
Your Honor,
in this paper that they just gave me where it says what's wrong with the car. I'm missing it, and there are 5 pages there, so just find it.
it says that they would have to wet sand and buff the right side of the car, and they would have to polish for the buffing and clean up after the buffing. They gave us the prices of what would have to be done.
So it's really just having your car Simonized and buffed, is that right?
That is correct.
Mr. Harrell, you're much too old to be playing with fireworks, sir. And if you play with fireworks and if you cause damage to somebody's property, even if it's just annoying damage that requires their car to be Simonized, you're supposed to accept responsibility. If you lie in court, you're supposed to be consistent. So if your story is that you didn't have fireworks in your hand, you're supposed to remember that. You're supposed to remember from the time you file your answer to the time you actually testify. Otherwise, you're going to have somebody make a fool out of you. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $205. That's all.
Thank you.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
She needs money that bad. Get off welfare. Get a job. That's what the rest of us do.
I am not on welfare. I am on permanent Social Security disability.
So I hope she enjoys her $200. Maybe she can get her hair done or, you know, slim fast or something. We'll see.
I said, why would you want to pay court costs? This is a very black and white situation. And he said he thought it was frivolous.
Bottom line is, Miss Nelson wants something for nothing.
And now the next case.
All parties in B. Miller versus Stewart. Step forward, please.
Linda and William B. Miller are suing their former friend, social worker Peggy Stewart, for an unpaid loan. Peggy claims she never borrowed any money.
Mr. and Mrs. B. Miller, it is your claim that you made 2 loans to the defendant, totaling in excess of $10,000. These loans were made some 2 years ago. One was a cash loan, well, not a cash loan, but a money loan in the amount of $6,000. And then, according to you, you paid 2 mortgage payments for her in excess of $5,000. Understanding the jurisdictional limitations of this court, you are suing for the maximum here, $5,000. Ms. Stewart says that there was never a loan, that while she did give you some money recently, small amounts, it was not to repay this loan, it was because you fell on some hard times and she was being generous. Is that right?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. So I want you to tell me when you made the $6,000 loan to her and show me proof by way of a check, a money order made out to her for $6,000.
There's a check payment on 10/24/2000 in the amount of $500.
Talking about $6,000.
They were 2 separate.
They're all separate checks, Your Honor.
Let me see.
This goes up.
Totaling $6,000.
Yes.
Over what period of time?
2.
A
3
month?
months.
3 months. You endorsed these checks.
Yes, ma'am.
Those were rate break checks from off of a credit card.
You got what I'm saying to you folks? I want to see proof that you gave her a check that she cashed or a check made out to her. I see checks made out to cash that at some point somebody wrote loan Peggy Stewart in the corner.
Those were on there.
Yes, ma'am. She was given cash in the amount of $6,000, and I can explain why they are the way they are.
You can explain all you like, but if she says you never gave her this money, you don't get it back.
Okay,
Yes.
Good. Explain it.
She needed cash monies. I went to the bank. Peggy went with me. We went to the counter together. I made them out to cash. I made them out to myself. I endorsed them. I deposited them. I withdrew cash, and I handed it to Peggy.
Did you take the cash?
No, I did not, Your Honor.
That is not true, Your Honor.
What was the amount of the 2 mortgage payments?
$24.99. I'm not
Each
sure.
one?
I'm not sure exactly of the amount. They offered to make those payments in exchange for staying in my guest house at the time. We were living communally.
That's a
at
lie,
the
Your
time.
Honor.
That's a
No,
lie,
it's
Your
not.
Honor. And we
They
have...
stayed in my guest house because she stated that she was afraid of being alone. They used my utilities. They cooked in my kitchen. They used my food. They wanted to stay with us in our guest house.
Your Honor, that's not true.
Just a second. Just a second. That's baloney.
It's not true, Your Honor.
Said it's baloney.
Quiet! Now, they made almost $6,000 worth of mortgage payments for you. Did you pay them back?
No, Your Honor.
Why not?
Because I didn't feel I owed it. She
Why not?
asked to pay for expenses. She induced me to accept her to pay these things. She didn't want me to go back to work. She wanted a companion at the time.
Are you serious with me?
Yes. I have documentation showing that she has a social phobia or an anxiety disorder. She
Well,
wanted
she may have a social phobia and anxiety disorder, madam, but that doesn't mean she's fiscally stupid.
Well,
I mean, she can't prove this loan to me.
yes.
But if they made 2 mortgage payments for you totaling $59.02, and unless you can convince me that that was in lieu of rent or something else because they were staying in your guest house for a couple of months, then you owe them $59.02. Now, I would assume that you initially were going to take this case to a superior court, suing for the entire amount, which you claim is $11,000. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
Tell me what happened with that lawsuit.
Can I speak?
Yeah.
We dismissed it because we were incurring too much monies continuously because it kept being continued. And it was kind of like,
We were
you know,
told that we
wasting-
were spending good money chasing bad, that although we had...
How much money did you spend on that lawsuit?
To this date, $3,500.
That is not including the $3,500 that we owe.
So you spent $7,000 to collect 11. Is that what you're telling me?
Yeah.
We never
Yes.
collected anything.
No, to collect it.
Yes, ma'am.
Pay attention.
Yes, ma'am.
Miss Stewart, I assume that you were at some point friends. I read that you were co-workers. Is that right?
Yes, we were. We were co-workers.
And you both had sexual harassment claims
She
against your
lied.
employer.
Yes.
Is that right?
Yes, she lied, and she was very angry that I refused to testify on her behalf and perjure myself that she was raped by a co-worker whom she worked with and had a consensual relationship.
Listen to me.
Yes.
I would like you to just answer my questions.
Yes, Your Honor.
And how much did you get from this settlement?
I was told I couldn't disclose.
You have a non-disclosure in the...
Yes, I do, Your Honor. It was substantially more than...
I mean, it's in your answer. I don't know who told you you couldn't disclose it. You disclosed it in your answer.
Oh, well...
It was a 6-figure number.
Yes, Your Honor.
Yeah. Okay. You owe them $5,000. My maximum jurisdiction is $5,000. You actually owe them $59.02 for the 2 mortgage payments that they made for you, and that's discounting the $6,000 loan, which they have no proof of. All I can tell you is, folks, if you do make a loan to somebody, don't be a jerk.
Right.
You know, you're supposed to get it in writing. You say, listen, I'd love to give you the money without a writing. Judge Judy Scheindlin says it's foolhardy, even if you're dealing with relatives, to give them money without a writing. That way everybody knows what the parameters are. Do you understand? You especially don't put yourself in a situation where you have checks written out to cash that you cash and want to, 2 or 3 years later, claim that this was a loan. Do you understand? Fortunately, if you made her mortgage payments and the mortgage checks were made out to her mortgage company, you don't have the same mortgage company, do you?
No.
Okay, that's all. Judgment for the plaintiff.
All right, is that excused? Now, this is case number 387 on the calendar in the matter of Rodriguez versus Buttram. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Ladies, have seats, please.
I don't want anybody to make me shout today because I have a sore throat. Okay?
Yes.
Ms. Rodriguez, the defendant is your cousin.
Yes, ma'am, she is.
According to your complaint, there was a time she moved into your apartment, took over a lease of a roommate of yours. She moved out in rather unpleasant circumstances because there was some altercation involving a daughter of hers.
Yes.
And you.
Yes.
You claim that when she moved out, she owed you for rent. She owes you utilities, according to you?
Yes, ma'am, she does.
For 2 months?
She owes June's rent, which was a bad check. She owes September's rent that she did never paid.
How much was the rent?
The rent was $1,000. She paid $500. I paid $500.
Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
Tell me about this bounce check in June, because up until June you had paid the rent.
I bounced a check with the landlord in June, and he never got back to me until after I had moved out that it had bounced. I knew it had bounced, but I was waiting for him to make what he wanted to be done with it.
So that you owe her the money for June?
Yes.
Right?
Right.
Good. See, you make things easy. I'm so happy that you're not aggravating me. $500 you owe. Now, what about September's rent? When did you move out in September?
I moved out the first week in September.
Is that right?
She moved out August 29th at approximately 12 o'clock at night.
And you want her to pay September's rent?
Yes.
Why?
Because on the lease that she has signed, it says that she was there until October the 1st of 2002.
Well, that's an interesting issue, because there was an incident involving her daughter.
Right.
Because she has a counterclaim for assaulting her daughter.
Right.
So I want you to tell me what happened, your version of what happened the end of August.
At the end of August, her daughter was very out of control. She was not taking responsibilities in the house. I was picking up after I was telling her that she had to flush the toilet, pick up her clothes, pick up after herself. Her daughter was smoking in the house at 12 years old. I told her mom and I told her daughter, I do not allow this, and I will not allow this. So Amanda said she was getting ready, and she was all dressed in black. She had black lipstick on, black mascara. I said, you look like a devil's child. So I grabbed her by the back of the neck. Come here, Chantal. I grabbed Amanda by the back of the neck just like this. I said, you will not be in this house unless there's an adult in here. I pushed her out, and I went to work. I shut the door behind me, and that's what I had done.
And that's when you left. Ms. Rodriguez, you cannot expect the defendant to stay in your home when you've thrown her daughter out of your home. Do you understand? Her daughter's 12 years old.
I didn't throw her out. I told her that she was not allowed in there because she was smoking in the house because my house would have burnt down.
Is there anything in your lease that says that she can't smoke?
Yes, it does.
Let me see. Okay. Did anyone else smoke in the house other than her daughter?
Stacy smoked, but she smoked outside of the house, so no.
Now,
go
ahead.
On this piece of paper right here, when we moved out, you give 30-day notice, they give you a letter. Well, in the letter where her daughter Amanda was in the small bedroom, there is smoke damage to the windowsill in the house and on the floor in the bedroom.
But that's not why you threw her out on that day at the end of August. You threw her out because she was wearing black lipstick, a black
No,
hat.
I threw her out because she got very verbally with me, and she wasn't...
She's not responsible for September's rent, madam. You threw her daughter out of the house. She can't be expected to remain in the house while her daughter's out of the house. The only other thing we have to address are the utility bills. What was your arrangement with her with regard to
The
utilities?
utilities were to pay half of everything.
Okay, what about the utility bills?
I had paid utilities up until, I think it was May, when we both bought cars. And we decided to get insurance together because it would be cheaper. And they were going to take it directly out of my checking account because Mary Beth did not have a checking account.
Mary Beth, pay attention. Don't play with your papers. She's telling me why she didn't pay the utilities after May.
When they were supposed to take $320 out of my account for our insurance, and they ended up taking $520 out. She said, just pay it, and I will take it out of your payment for the utilities.
Does that sound familiar?
I told her for May's, not to worry about May's, that I would pay May's utilities, and I did. Stacy only paid me $200. She owes me $718. This is the cable bill, the public service bill, the phone bill, and
Does
the
that
water
include
bill.
September?
Yes.
Well, take September off.
Okay.
Take May off.
Okay.
Right?
$534.37.
How much were the utilities a month, madam?
Utilities ran between $30 to $50 for the water bill, $70 to $100 for the phone bill, and between $100 to $50 for
So is what
public
you're
service.
doing when you come up with $534 taking the high end or the low end?
The high end.
Okay. Now I want you to tell me about your counterclaim.
Well, when she threw my daughter out of the house, she physically threw her out of the house. I have a picture of the marks that she left on my daughter.
Step up. Tell me your name.
Amanda Bishop,
How old are you, Amanda?
12, gonna be 13 in 7 days.
Tell me how you do in school, Amanda.
Lately, I've been getting lower grades because I haven't been working that hard.
Ms. Beltram, are you satisfied with your daughter's performance?
She's a little lazy at school lately, but for the most part,
What about her friends, Ms. Beltram?
she has no friends.
Really? Why not?
She's just at that stage in her life where she's exploring, she's become a teenager and she's...
What about her smoking, Ms. Beltram?
She was smoking in the house, and when I found out she was smoking in the house, I dealt with it.
What about smoking at all when she's 12 years old?
Well, I don't like her to smoke, but I'm not with her 24 hours a day. There's no way I can completely stop her.
Is this your only child?
No, I have a 22-month-old baby, too.
Other than smoking, do you take anything else, Amanda? Ever experiment with any drugs, Amanda? What kind of friends do you have?
I used to have a friend named Emily. She had a mohawk, and Mary Beth didn't like her. I don't have her anymore. I have Brittany, and that's about it.
You feel as if, Amanda, that you could benefit with some counseling?
Maybe.
Did you ever talk to your mother about that?
We went to counseling. It was for me and her because we were not getting along well, but we got that taken care of. We have...
Yeah, but now you're not doing so well.
I'm working on it.
Judge Judy continues in a moment. Mary Beth Rodriguez says her cousin, Stacy Buttram, owes for rent, utility bills, and for the return of her daughter's videos. Stacy says Mary Beth physically threw her daughter out of the house.
I'm talking about the other little things that may be bothering you. Who are you working that out with?
My grandma. I talk to my grandma a lot. We're really close.
She live close by?
Mm-hmm. In walking distance.
So you go over there and talk to her?
Almost every day.
Good. That's a good anchor. You help your mom take care of the baby?
Mm-hmm. Change diapers, baby baths, that kind of stuff.
Your mom says no?
Sometimes. Not 24/7.
Your mom approve of the way you dress?
I don't dress.
Hmm?
It's only clothes. She's a teenager. She's going to go through this stage. It's the stage.
No, she's not a teenager.
Well, she'll be
She's not a
teenager.
teenager. She's 12. 12 is not a teenager.
She'll be a teenager in 7 days.
But 6 months ago, she was 12.
Yeah, well, she's just going through a stage.
I want to tell you something, Miss Beltram. It's easy to be a friend to your kids and much harder to be a parent.
Well, I try to be both.
If you have to make a choice, choose parent, because you can have a lot of friends, but somebody has to give her the right direction. Somebody has to say, these are the rules. While you live under my roof, I own the air that you breathe.
That's exactly
you
what I
will
tell her
do the
too.
following. This is what you will do. When you get old enough and you can live on your own, you can go and do that, and then you will own your space. Up until that time, I own the air that you breathe. I work, I bring in the food, I bring in the electricity, I pay the rent, I do whatever else is necessary, and you have certain responsibilities. But also, if your daughter is having some difficulty, then what you're supposed to do is explore the whys. I'm glad she has her grandmother that she can talk to. If that's good enough, that's fine. If it's not, I suggest that you get somebody else that she can talk
She's a
to.
really good school counselor, too. She talks to a lot.
Okay. Did your cousin hurt you when she put you out the door?
She dug her nails into my arm, and she squeezed really hard on the back of my neck.
Yeah, well, she has no right to put her hands on you. You understand that?
Yes.
Okay. So you have no right to put your hands on her, and there has to be, yes.
It was, what happened was, she came into the house, and she was just going to grab something and then go back. And I was on the phone with my mom, and she looked at me and she said that I looked like a demon child, and she asked me if I looked in the mirror that I was ugly, and I told her, I said, you're ugly, bleach blonde, and she said, that's it, and that's when she threw me out of the house.
She has no right to put her hands on you, and she did. You understand that? The judgment would be for you for $900. That is $400 for the utilities and $500 for June's rent. But I'm going to award you something on your counterclaim because it is unacceptable for somebody to put their hands on another person's child.
Except for, when we lived together, she literally, her daughter had ran away. When her daughter came back, Stacy literally had taken her daughter and literally threw this little girl on the floor.
She's allowed to do that. Well, she's not allowed to do that. That's not the right thing to do. But she's her mother. You're not. A stranger cannot put their hands on somebody else's child. Because when you walked out of the house and slammed the door, because you were going out and her mother wasn't home, you made no provisions for her.
But her mother knew at the time, her mother knew that me and Amanda weren't getting along, so she was taking her daughter to her mom's house. Because she said that to not have us as a conflict, she'd rather have Amanda not there with us.
You have no right to put your hands on somebody else's child. Period. Okay. So on your counterclaim, I'm awarding you $350, which means that you still owe her $550. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Good, that's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
She physically tried to have her dog attack me.
I don't want her near my child. My child's terrified of her.
We're done. I don't even associate with her, and I will never associate with her.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Mason versus DeRose. Step forward, please.
17-year-old pharmacy technician Mark Mason is suing former schoolmate, 18-year-old Michael DeRose, for selling him phony tickets to an Aerosmith concert.
Mr. Mason, it is your claim that the defendant sold you some tickets. They were concert tickets, but they were tickets that permitted you to go backstage.
That's correct, Your Honor.
And you paid how much for those tickets?
The total ticket cost for 4 tickets was $220.
And according to you, Mr. Mason, when you got to the concert, you couldn't go backstage with those tickets. Somebody told you that they were bogus. Is that right?
That's correct.
Mr. DeRose says he never sold you real backstage tickets. They were laminated memorabilia tickets.
Novelties, yes.
Novelties. And he told you that.
Yes, and they were not tickets, Your Honor.
They were just backstage passes?
They were laminated passes, yes.
So these passes that he sold you did not enable you to go into the concert. Is that right?
Well, when we talked to Michael about it, he informed us that, first of all, he did tell us that they were real tickets.
Just a second.
Sure.
Would you answer my question?
I'm sorry.
Were these just to permit you to go backstage, or did they permit you to get into the concert as well?
They were all access passes, so you're allowed to go anywhere on the grounds, including into the concert.
Okay. For 4 people, $220?
Yes.
Now, what concert was this?
It was an Aerosmith concert that was to take place at the Connecticut Meadow Centers in Hartford on September 5th.
And how did you know the defendant?
I went to school with him last year. I had a couple classes with him. And
how did you know he was selling these tickets?
He had sold them previously to people, and it was just sort of known that he said he had a connection at the Meadows Theater, and he could get backstage passes to concerts.
Do you have those tickets with you?
No, when we got to the concert grounds, all 4 tickets were confiscated at the gate.
Did you get to see the concert at all?
No, we were escorted off the grounds.
Now, gave $220 in cash?
Yes.
You don't deny that you got $220 in cash?
Oh, yes, I do deny that. I actually have
How much did you
receipts here, if you'd like to.
How much did you get?
I got around $40 at the most. They were $5 each ticket without the name on it, and $7 with, plus the shipping and handling.
Let me hear you, sir.
When we originally approached him, he said that the tickets were $50 each without names on them and $60 each with names, and he did not charge us shipping and handling.
You got them from him directly, hand to hand?
Yes, that's correct. He delivered them to my place of employment, which is a pharmacy that I work at with Lisa over there.
Mr. DeRose, I believe him. So let's move on from there.
Your Honor,
okay? I believe him.
I have documents here.
Oh, let me see.
Okay.
Maybe I'm wrong. Let me see what documents you have, sir.
There you go. Marcus and I were both in Cisco Laboratories, and...
Just a minute.
Okay. The top copy is the receipts that I paid for through PayPal.
Just a minute.
Okay.
I wish I understood this PayPal. Can you explain it to me, Bird?
PayPal is basically it's just an online ordering system. You drop money in your bank account or credit card, and it goes directly right through there to the person's email, and it gets dropped into their bank account right away.
So it's instantaneous.
What he said.
There you go.
What he said. Whatever happened to you have a checkbook in a little...
Your Honor, that takes time. This is instantaneous. Sorry.
What happened to those checkbooks? You know, you write a check and then you write something on top and you say check number 1, 2, 3, 4.
It's basically an online check. Sorry.
We're talking here.
I don't want to interrupt.
Is that what you use? Those checks thing?
Yeah, I still use checks for the most part.
I still use checks. Would you show this to Mr. Mason, please? Because I don't understand it, but maybe he does. And I want you to take a look at that, Mr. Mason. That's a thing. Shh.
Sorry,
that's a thing from PayPal. What do you have to say about that?
All that is the way.
I didn't.
Okay.
I am actually not involved in PayPal, so I couldn't tell you what this is. I mean, he may have gotten the tickets through this, but...
But that's not your... You didn't have anything to do with that.
No.
That's not your receipt.
No.
You don't know anything about that.
Nope.
You don't use PayPal.
No.
Your Honor, that's how I purchased the tickets.
I don't care how you purchased the tickets. Who cares about how you purchased the tickets?
That's how he got them.
What difference does it make how you purchased the tickets? No, the prices are on there what you paid for the tickets.
Yes.
Not what you charged him for the tickets.
Well, also you have the eBay listing for the passes.
What difference does that make?
On there it says these items are novelties. And
What?
Mark...
Let me ask you, what difference does that make?
Your Honor, as I was stating before, Marcus and I were in the same classroom, and we were always on the computer playing video games.
Oh, get lost. Listen to me. He says he paid $220 for the tickets, and I believe him. I still believe him after you show me this stuff, that he paid $220 for the tickets. They were 4 tickets. He was supposed to go to a concert. He got to the concert. They confiscated his 4 tickets because they said they were bogus.
No, they were passes. They were not tickets. That was clearly stated, and everyone that Marcus talked to that actually got into backstage concerts with them knew that they needed tickets.
I don't care what anybody else knows.
He never
Old
had
Marcus
tickets.
over here, maybe he's not as smart as all your other friends. When he pays
Mark's very
$220
smart,
for 4 tickets, he thinks that he's going to at least get to hear a song. Right? And he got to hear nothing.
Your Honor,
Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $220.
tickets.
Goodbye.
Parties are excused.
goodbye.
You may. Your Honor, this is case number 286 on the calendar in the matter of Hilton versus McElroy. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Gentlemen, have seats, please.
Miss Hilton, the defendant is a friend of your current boyfriend's. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
And it is your claim that for some bizarre reason, she vandalized your car. You were not present when that happened. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
And yet you believe that she did it. The defendant says she had no reason to vandalize your car and she didn't do it. Boyfriend?
Yes, ma'am.
Who's he?
He's a friend of her boyfriend's.
Who saw her vandalize your car?
Joseph.
Joseph, step up, please. Joseph, what's your last name?
Guillory.
Mr. Guillory, I want you to tell me, start from the beginning, sir, and tell me what you know about this evening, which is the 25th of July, 2002.
Okay. Me and Andrea and my friend Dre and another girl named Bridget, we went to the club called the Hurricane Hut. We were all having a good time. We had a few drinks. And after the club, we came back to my stepmom's house. We were playing a sex game.
A what?
A sex game.
Sex game?
Right. It was called an authorization game. And Andre asked me, can he mess with Andrea?
Andre asked you.
Right.
If he can mess with this lady.
Right.
Why would he ask your permission?
Because we was playing an authorization game.
Oh, that's part of the game.
It's part of the game.
Go ahead.
And I said, yeah. And I had to ask her, can I mess with her friend, Bridget? And so they were messing around, and we were messing around. She looked over and saw me. Well, she saw Bridget sliding up and down on me and thought we were having sex, but we wasn't. And she got mad, and she said she was fisting to go. And I said, well, I'm fisting to go, too. She said, well, where are you going to spend the night tonight? I said, I'm going home to Dolly.
To this lady?
Right. She got mad and said, oh, you going home to that? And so they walked out.
Who walked out?
Andrea and Bridget. So I proceeded to walk out, too, but I was like about 3 or 4 minutes behind them. So I just happened to look out the window, and I seen her keying up the car.
Keying whose car?
Dolly's car.
You mean you had driven her car that evening? You didn't tell me
No,
about
her car was
it.
parked in the parking lot. And we took my homeboy's car, but when we came back, yeah, Dolly's car was still there.
So you drove her car over to this apartment complex
Right.
where you proceeded to go out for the
Get another
evening
car.
drinking in another car, and then come back to your stepmom's house,
Right.
have sex with a whole bunch of other people, and then you were going to go back to her house with her car. Was that your plan?
Right.
And when you came out, you saw her car in the parking lot, and you saw her doing what?
She was keying the car, and her friend Bridget was right behind her.
What do you mean you saw her keying the car?
Well, I couldn't see what she had in her hand, but she was just going down the car with,
No, it wasn't.
Okay, so what did you do next?
So I proceeded to go outside, but by the time I got all the way to the car, she already had then walked away and hit me on the cell phone, called me on the cell phone. And she said,
called you on the cell phone?
Right. She said, I don't know who Black Card this is, but I just did up. And I said, why did you do that? And I told her, don't call me no more. She kept calling my phone saying, don't tell her, don't tell her. I said, why not? And she said, well, tell her somebody else did it.
Or else I'm going to tell Dolly what you were doing this evening.
I didn't even know her.
Right. So she kept begging me to tell us that somebody else did it, but I wouldn't do it.
Now I'll hear you.
That night that we went out, it was on the 24th. It was the night before the 25th. We all met at his house. We were all hanging out in the bedroom, watching TV and stuff like that. There was no sex game going on. His friend came on to me, and I said no. And I seen him messing with my friend, and she said she felt uncomfortable. She walked away and told me, and I said, okay, we're leaving. And he said, why are you leaving? And I was like, because you're putting our relationship I didn't like where he was putting the relationship.
What relationship?
We weren't together, but we had a relationship. We were seeing each other.
How were you seeing each other? Were you
He'd come
intimate
and
with
visit
each
me
other?
when I lived in Austin. He came and spent the night at my house. It was an intimate relationship.
Was it intimate in the month of July of 2002?
Yes, it was. It has been for about 3 years.
Okay,
up
go
until
ahead.
that day. I've only met this girl one time, Dolly. I've only seen her car, I think, in passing, and I couldn't tell you what kind of car it was. The night that we came back, there was no big fight. There was no misunderstanding, no argument. I just told him I didn't like where he was putting our relationship, and I didn't want to talk to him anymore. So me and my friend Bridget, we left. We got in her car and we left. He called me asking me to come back. And we had some words on the phone, and then I got to my house, and that's when she called me. He went and told her that I keyed her car, and she called me telling me all kinds of stuff that I need to watch myself, that she's going to beat my butt or whatever. I never
And what does he have to do with all this?
Because he's his friend. JoJo went and told him one day that he didn't know who keyed his car.
Step up. Tell me your name.
Q Logan.
Mr. Logan, tell me what you know about this. You clearly weren't there that evening, but did you at some point, she says, have a conversation with Mr. Guillory?
Yes, ma'am. The day after it happened, and he said that he didn't see it. He said he saw her standing near his car. He was in the window. He was inside the house.
Yes.
In the window, he looked out the window.
So what did he say to you?
He said he seen her standing near the car, but since he was going to try to sue her, he was going to tell the court that he seen her key the car, which in essence, if you seen someone keying your car, wouldn't you try to go out there and stop them?
I was going outside.
It takes more than 2 or 3 minutes to key the word in somebody's paint job.
So who do you think did that?
I have no idea who did it, but JoJo takes her car at all times of the night. She has no say-so where she can drive her own car. He drops her off at work.
You mean Dolly?
Yes. She pays all the bills. The only thing, the apartment is in his name. He goes where he wants, when he wants. He quit his job because he did not want to pay the amount that they wanted him to pay in child support. So he quit and went to his old job.
What child support? Who does he have a child with?
He has a child with another girl, not Dolly. He quit his job.
Not Dolly, not this lady.
No.
How old is the child?
Maybe about 2 years old.
So he had a relationship with somebody else while he was having a relationship with you. Is there at least one other that you know about?
Mm-hmm.
So.
And I.
So.
So.
What?
But see, I knew about it, and I'm not a jealous person. I met that girl that was pregnant by him, and I took her over there to meet him. I never overreacted about anything like that. We had an open relationship, so I don't understand why he would say that I would key his car.
Judge Judy continues in a moment. Dolly Hilton says her boyfriend's ex, Andrea McElroy, keyed her car. Dolly's boyfriend, Joseph, says Andrea was angry over a sexual game they played with a group of friends.
What do you do for a living, sir?
I'm a cook.
Are you working now?
Yes, I am. I was working 2 jobs.
Are you? You pay child support?
Yes, I do.
But he quit his job making $40,000 a year to go back to working as a cook at
No,
KFC.
that's not why I quit my job.
Yes, it is. You told me it was.
He told all of us it was.
What's your current child support order?
160, and I gave her 20 more
160 a what?
a month.
How much do you earn at your job, working 2 jobs, sir?
No, I was working 2 jobs. I let one go on. I was working on the water offshore, and I was working at KFC too, both of them.
How much do you make now?
How much do I make now? About $1,300 a month.
What kind of work do you do, Miss Hilton?
I drive a school bus.
You have children?
Yes, ma'am.
How many children do you
I
have?
have 2.
Who pays the rent in your house?
I pay rent, and he also helps pay bills.
You know what he's going to do? He's going to pay for your car. You want to know why? Because I'm not 100% sure she did it, but I'm 100% sure of this, that but for his actions, you wouldn't have any trouble with your car. I'm 100% sure of that.
Your Honor,
No, listen to me. I'm 100% sure of that.
No.
I know that I'm not convinced by the required quantum of proof that I need to be convinced by that she keyed your car. I am, however, 100% convinced that but for him, according to his own testimony, your car would not have been placed at risk. Because let's see what he did. He took your car to go out with a bunch of other friends to a club without you. Now, that may be okay. Let's say that's okay. That you said, listen, you want to go out for an evening, go out for an evening.
Mm-hmm.
I can't believe that you would say go out for an evening with an old girlfriend or a girlfriend who we had been intimate with for 3 years. Can't believe that he actually told you that. But maybe he did. Maybe I'm that old-fashioned. But let's say he didn't tell you. And then from the club, he went back to somebody's house where, according to him, they decided to have a party and play sex games. That's according to him. She said it didn't happen. But let's say I believe him. And it all got very unseemly. And then she got annoyed and she went outside. And maybe she keyed your car, and maybe it was the mother of some other one of his children who keyed your car. Maybe it was somebody else. But one thing I know for sure, but for his total lack of morality, your car would not have been damaged. So he's going to pay for it. See, he's going to pay for it. And I suggest that you make up your mind. Either he pays for your car and you say to him, because that's what I would say to him, but for your antics, my car would be okay. So either get your behind out of here, away from my 2 children, because you are nothing but a lowlife, and I don't want you, Mr. Lowlife, near my children, or fix my car and straighten up. You got it? Your case is dismissed. Period. End of discussion. Goodbye.
Okay. She's got nude pictures of herself laying all over Houston.
If he wouldn't have come in here and tried to lie, I'm sure things could have been worked out.
She was trying to act like a good girl. We got pictures right here showing she was a bad girl, butt naked and stuff.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Robert versus Joseph Oski. Step forward, please.
Student Kathy Robert is suing her former friend, freelance event coordinator Marion Josephowski, for the value of her pets. Marion is countersuing for harassment and lost wages.
Ms. Robert, the defendant was a friend of yours, according to you, and agreed to do some pet sitting for you.
That's correct.
And according to you, she sold your pets to a local pet store. You want to be compensated for the pets. The defendant says that she did, in fact, agree to watch your animals for you for a day. It ended up being 3 weeks. She couldn't keep them anymore. She is counterclaiming, alleging harassment. So why don't you tell me when and under what circumstances she agreed to do this pet sitting for you?
She agreed originally to do it for me on July 8th. I came over and left my animals on July 16th. It was supposed to be...
Okay. What kind of animals were they?
I had 3 birds, 1 bunny, and a small fish aquarium.
3 birds, 1 rabbit, and 1 fish tank?
Small aquarium, yes.
Well, what was in the aquarium?
Some guppies.
Is this just a bowl?
Mm-hmm, a bowl.
So you're talking about a fish bowl, hardly an aquarium.
No.
3 birds, what kind of birds?
A plumhead parakeet and a white-faced cockatiel and a albino parakeet.
Why did you tell her you needed her to watch the animals for you?
I was moving out and my apartment wasn't ready yet, and I couldn't put the animals where I was going to be staying, so she agreed to take care of them, and I gave her $50 to do that.
Did she give you $50?
No, ma'am. She gave me $25, a check which she asked me not to cash for several days, which I complied with.
Does that sound right to you?
No, because she had a closed bank account and I couldn't give her a check, so I gave her cash on different times.
That's not true.
What do you mean you gave her cash at different times?
I gave her $25 initially, and then whenever I would come over to visit, I'd give her $10.
All right, so initially you did give her $25.
Initially.
Okay. Now, you brought the animals over on the 16th?
Correct.
Then what happened?
And then I came over to visit once a week. She knew that she would be watching the birds for about 3.5 weeks.
Don't tell me what you knew. Did she come over once a week?
About that.
Fine. How many weeks did you visit?
3.
When did you tell her you wanted the animals back?
I had asked her if she could watch them till about August 15th, but she said that she needed me to come pick them up about August 8th. So I said, okay. And I tried to call her August 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th. Never got a phone call back from her at all.
Well, when was the last time you had visited your animals?
I believe it was July 31st, and I went over on July 31st, and my bunny wasn't there. She said that the bunny was being cared for by her ex-husband, which we later found out was a lie. They were over at her little girl's friend's house, and we went there approximately 6 weeks later and picked it up from the little girl's friend's house.
Okay, so the bunny you got back?
The bunny I got back, and I bought back one bird from the pet store.
Bunny you now have?
The bunny I have.
What happened with the birds? Because it's the birds that we're talking about.
Well, Your Honor, she did ask me to watch them, but it was only for, quote, a few days at the most.
Okay, but she came to visit. According to what you just testified to, she would come once a week. So you knew it was more than one day, because that's what you say in your answer.
Initially, it was 1 to 3 days.
Okay, but it turned out to be more than that.
Correct.
And you knew it was more than that because she came to visit once a week, according to you.
Right.
You said that. So why did you give away her animals?
Because I told her, each time she came to visit me, I told her that she needed to pick them up by the 12th. By the 12th of August, I needed them gone because my landlord did not allow me to have pets. And she said, if I can't have...
Would you look at me?
If I can't have a place for them to stay, then can you find someone to watch them for me? And so I found someone else to take care of them, and they, in turn, got rid of the birds. I did not. I just did what she asked me to do.
Who did you give the birds to?
A friend.
Give me the friend's name.
Jeff is his name.
And you gave Jeff the birds when?
On the 14th, when I was moving out. After I waited for her to come, and she did not because my door was ajar open all day because I was fixing the door so that I could move out and get my deposit
Your
back.
Honor, I was there on the 15th, and she told me that the birds were at her mother's house, and she gave me a fake phone number. I was there the day after she's saying that.
She told you that the birds were at her mother's house?
Yep.
Did you ever find out what happened to the birds?
I found one of them in a pet store, and I have no idea what happened to the plumhead. I have no idea.
How did you find one of the birds in a pet store?
I heard them arguing in the background. I called up once, and she said, well, I really don't have your birds. Jeff really has them. And she started arguing with Jeff in the background, and he goes, well, I can't get them back. I sold them to Birdland.
All right, you want to tell me about your counterclaim?
Yes, ma'am. Kathy called everyone I know, telling them that if they ever wanted to see me alive again, that they should tell me to give her birds back. And she also threatened my family. She told me, just give me your laptop and I will leave you and your family alone. She told my daughter that she was going to come to her school if I didn't give her anything in return for her birds being sold, which she knew that I did not sell.
That's not true.
And threatening me, and she made me lose a babysitting job I had because I had a 3-year-old there, and she was screaming at my face. She was right here telling me she was going to trash my car and she wasn't going to leave us alone. And
you had no right to give anybody her animals. This isn't the situation where she left these animals with you, totally unattended. She never came back. I'm speaking. The $25 that she gave you more than covered any food for 3 birds and a rabbit for 3 weeks. So there's no question that you didn't have any out-of-pocket expenses, even if she didn't give you any more money. I mean, bird seed and rabbit food, $25 worth goes a very, very long way. So what you had to do was just return them to her and get them out of your house.
But she asked me, Your Honor.
You chose not to do that. You chose to give them to somebody who was unreliable. No. That's boyfriend Jeff.
Excuse me, Your
And
Honor.
if Jeff, no, now you listen
Honor.
to me. And if Jeff sold them, you are responsible. You agreed to take care of her pets, and you chose not to do that.
Until a certain time, Your Honor.
No, you chose not to do that.
She agreed to pick them up on the 12th, Your Honor.
And you chose a path that was wrong because you had another path that you could have chosen, which was to take the animals, 3 birds, because you already didn't have the rabbit, and take them to where she was living and say,
I did not know
here
where
they
she was
are,
living.
then pick up the phone and call her.
I knew her for 3 weeks before all this happened. She just starts dumping her stuff and all of her pets on me, and I was just trying to help her.
She didn't dump anything on you, madam. According to you, she would come by once a week to visit them. You told me that. That's what you told me for 3 weeks.
And she...
That's what you told me. So this wasn't just here, take my animals and I'll come and get them when I want to. She gave them to you. She did the responsible thing. She gave them to you with money. Then she came once a week to see them and probably gave you an extra couple of bucks too, although you don't acknowledge that.
However,
even if she didn't, she gave you enough to take care of them. You had a responsibility to do the right thing. You did not. She's going to get what she asks for, which is $560. And as far as your counterclaim is concerned, you didn't do the right thing. You don't get a penny for harassment. Goodbye.
Parties are excused. You may step out. Your Honor, this is case number 401 on the calendar in the matter of Dawson versus Wade. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Ma'am, have a seat, please.
Mr. Dawson, you are the head of a church group?
No, I'm not a head. I'm just one of the members of the church group.
And you?
I'm a member also. I'm his wife.
According to your complaint, your church group sold a van at auction at a charity event. Is that right?
Yes, we donated to...
You donated... Shh, put your hand down. Explain that to me. You had a van.
Right.
The van was the church's van, and it had a logo on it.
Yes, we retired it.
She bought the van at auction. Put your hand down, madam, and stop moving around. You're making me very seasick. Just be quiet and behave. So far, you're not losing, but don't irritate me. The money that was retrieved from this auction went back to the church?
Yes.
So you sold the van. She bought the van. Your lawsuit involves a request to have her remove and paint the logo so that nobody can see that it belonged to the church. Is that right?
Yes.
Why?
Reason being is that we have an outreach ministry that we do a work out in Los Angeles County, and our name is vividly seen in the neighborhoods, and that's the reason
And
why...
it was on the van?
Yes.
You have a picture of the van?
Yes, I do.
Let me take a look at the picture of the van with the logo on it. While I'm looking at that, Mr. Dawson, who was in charge of making the arrangements to give the van out for auction?
The pastor of our ministry.
All right, now I see it. It's got your name all over it. Now I see it. How much did you pay for it?
I paid $800.
Good. And when you got it, it had these markings on it?
Yes, it did.
And you don't want the markings on it?
No.
Not in her possession?
No.
So why don't you take them off before you sold it?
Well...
What does that have to do with her? Where are you people coming from? Put your hand down a second. Where are you people coming from? You want to sell this, you turn it over to an auctioneer, they sell it, and now you're suing her. Stop, listen to me, Miss Wade, if you don't give me the attitude, I am totally unimpressed with your attitude, and it's irritating. You don't want to pass this along to somebody? You paint it over before you sell it. Do you understand?
Yes, I understand, but they had made an agreement that they would be taken off before...
Who made the agreement?
The auctioneer, the person who would purchase the van, would take it off.
Who made the arrangement? You made the arrangement with her, or somebody made the arrangement with the auction house?
With the auction house.
Sue them! What are you suing her for?
Can I say something?
What?
The reason we're suing her is because our ministry is very popular throughout Southern California, Anaheim, even in San Diego. We do a very good work with children, gang prevention, youth.
Very nice. What? Keep going.
The reason I'm saying this is because they're going around in our van representing our ministry, cursing, screaming, yelling.
Miss Dawson.
Yes, ma'am.
They are not representing your ministry. She's driving around in a van that she bought, that your ministry failed to ensure did not have its logo on it because it turned it over to an auction house to sell it with the logo on it. And if you didn't want the logo on it, paint it before you sell it.
I understand that, ma'am.
Period. End of discussion. She's not holding herself out to be your ministry. She's driving around in a van she purchased. You want her to spend more than $800?
Yes, she is. She's representing our ministry. She said that she takes the youth around in our ministries. They like it on there. They don't want to take it off. We offered to take it off for them, to take it off professionally, and they said no. He likes it on there. He was belligerent. He cursed. He threatened my pastor's wife. He called the church.
That's it. He liked it.
Yeah, but it's
representing
our
folk
ministry.
art.
It's representing our ministry. We get calls from all over the Southern California area, from Torrance to Los Angeles, complaining that how could our ministry do something like that, curse with children around. We don't do that. They're misrepresenting our ministry, and they won't take it off. Who would want to drive around with a Youth Action for Christ Jesus sign when they don't even represent Christ? We represent Christ.
Let me, madam, give you an example that maybe you will understand.
Yes, ma'am.
The Beatles used to tour this country on a bus.
Yes, ma'am.
And they had the word Beatles on the bus. Trademark. Now, let us say at the end of their tour, they decided that they had no further need for this bus, and they were going to sell it. And they put an ad in the paper. Take away the third party, the auction house. They put an ad in the paper. I see this ad and I say, gee, I would really like to have a Beatles bus. I'd like to have a bus that I knew the Beatles drove around in, and that had their name on it, that had their pictures on it. I want that. And I'm prepared to spend the money for it. So I answer the ad. They say the bus is $25,000. I say, sold. That's what I want. I want to take my kids touring, my kids and my grandchildren. I want to be stuck in a bus with my grandchildren, right, touring the country in this Beatles bus. Paul McCartney says, you got to take, after I pay the $25,000, oh, you got to take our name off the bus.
I understand.
I said, oh, no, you want to sell this bus without your name on it, take it off. I bought it with the name on it.
I understand.
It's my bus.
Yes, ma'am.
She bought the whole package.
She sure did.
And if your minister made a mistake by not removing the logo before he turned it over for sale, that's his problem.
Can I clarify something? My husband failed to mention that my minister was responsible for letting us take the van. We were responsible for taking the names off. We failed, and we're trying to take care of it now. My ministry is not responsible for it.
You can't.
I called the police, and they said the only thing I could do is go to small claims court to petition to them to take it off. She met with my husband, and she was very nice about saying, okay.
What I'm telling you is, if she wants to, she can.
I
If you
understand
want to
that.
give her money, maybe if you give her money, she'll say, fine, I'll take it off. Maybe $400 would make it feel better for me. Well, maybe, but you cannot require her because...
We didn't require her. We asked her, and she was very nice. She was very humble, and she said, sure, to come take it off. We called her husband. He said, who do you think you are calling my house? You're not going to take anything. He cursed. He said, if you say another word, I'm going to hang up in your face.
I heard you, Miss Dawson. You're not listening to me.
I'm sorry.
You're not listening to me. If it was your responsibility, you didn't take care of your responsibility. You can't clean it up now. I'm telling you, you cannot require her to take off the logo from the bus because you don't like the language she uses or somebody uses when they're in the bus driving around. You cannot require her to do that.
It's not just the language.
I don't care what it is. I don't care if she was mooning people when she was driving around with your bus.
I understand
You
that.
cannot require her to do it.
Judge Judy continues in a moment. Anthony Dawson and his wife Kimlin are suing Danye Wade for misrepresenting herself as part of their ministry. The Dawsons say Danye purchased a van from their church and refuses to remove the logo.
Now, you may pay her and say to her, listen, let's enter into an agreement, and perhaps I will, I'll give you money. You want some money to remove this from the bus?
Yes, if they want.
Just a minute. Let's,
Okay.
here we go. How much money do you want?
I want 15 for it. 1,500 for it.
Well, you only paid 800.
Can I explain why?
No, just a minute. You only paid 800. So explain to me. Explain to me why you want 15. You're going to. Let me explain something. You're going to get nothing.
Okay.
Because
okay,
what I'm trying to do is to make an arrangement that will satisfy everybody. It would have to be a voluntary arrangement. Do you understand? Not something that's loony.
Okay.
So, if you want some money so that they will paint it, give it a nice fresh coat of paint, that sounds reasonable to me.
Okay, but may I explain to you the reason why I want 15 for it?
Sure.
Okay, because first of all, when I bought the van was $800. I paid $400 to register the car. Didn't have a problem. When I bought the van, my intentions was to take the lettering off because I didn't want it. I wanted to paint it in one color, and I couldn't afford it. I just didn't have the money to buy it. Okay, one day I was shopping at a store. I came out my store to this man right here, this minister, at my van, doing something to my van. Okay, when I got to you wasn't even there.
Oh, yes, she was.
Just a second. Put your hand down.
Some little girl. Okay.
Listen to me.
Okay. I'm sorry.
Say okay.
Okay, so
I don't want you. Okay. I don't want you to talk to them. You talk to me.
Okay.
You understand? You came out of a store What was he doing to your van?
At that time, I didn't know what he was doing because when I walked out the store, I could see him at the van, and as I got closer to the van, he was walking away, and then when I got to the van, me and my son, he walked towards me, and I asked him what was he doing. And he was like, he identified himself, I'm the minister of this church, and I thought when they sold you the van, they took the lettering off of it. And I was like, no, they didn't. I bought this like this, but I have intentions on taking it off. And he asked me, he was like, well, can I take it off? I was like, sure. I gave him the number. I said, let's make arrangements. And he pulled out the razor blade and was like, he pulled out the razor blade, and I can describe exactly what kind of razor blade. It was like a box cutter. He pulled out the razor blade and was starting to proceed to take the lettering off my van, and I was like, wait a minute, hold up. My baby looking in the car, he looking out the window. I'm like, you can't take this off my car right now. You cannot do this. We have to make arrangements. I just told you to call me. I jumped in my car. I put off. I went home. I told my neighbors and everything. I was like, you won't believe what just happened to me.
Now
okay.
I understand.
I'm sorry.
So, just a second.
I'm like, you won't believe what just... Okay.
Miss Wade, now you told me what happened. Now, you're moving around. You're making me very, very dizzy. Either one of two things are going to happen today. Either I'm just going to send you both packing because they have no case. You have no case on a counterclaim. If you are prepared to have them pay to repaint the van, how much are you prepared to accept so that they will be happy and, according to you, you will be happy? And don't tell me $1,500 because $1,500 is going to buy you the door.
Okay, can I say something now? He took letters off the van. It's letters off the van. His name is off the van.
Fine.
Half of his letters, I didn't tell him to do that. I told him let's make arrangements.
Fine. Listen to me very carefully, Miss Wade. Let me ask you this. Miss Wade, you're not following what I'm saying. I asked you for a figure. So, how much will it cost to paint the van?
Well, I went to Earl Shy, and they said $600 to repaint the
Good.
car.
$600 to repaint it. Now, Mr. and Mrs. Dawson, are you prepared to spend $600 to correct your mistake? Is the question. The answer is either yes or no. You're not. You have no case. So she wants $600 so that she can, or you can, take it where they paint cars and have it painted.
We offer to have it removed professionally. We don't want to pay $600 to have it removed.
Goodbye.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
They sit there and act like he didn't pull out the razor blade.
We wouldn't even use a scraper. We were going to use a blow dryer on our property. It doesn't even work like that to remove it professionally.
We had someone who was going to take it off.
They sitting there acting, putting on a show, acting like they didn't do it and act like I'm just so innocent. No, you're not innocent, not at all. You are hypocrites.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Barriga versus Cully, step forward.
Mechanic Roman Barriga is suing his former neighbors, Sean Cully Sr. and his wife Karen. Roman says the Cully's son, 14-year-old Sean Jr., broke out the windows on 2 of his Porsches.
Have a seat. You up. Tell me your name.
Sean Cully.
How old are you?
14.
Did you knock out the windows in his sports cars that were in his backyard?
Yes, ma'am.
Why?
I thought it was fun at the time.
Were you with anybody else?
Yes.
Who?
Jimmy.
Whose idea was it to knock the windows out?
Jimmy's.
Was there something in particular about his windows that looked enticing to you?
No, ma'am.
You mean you just had nothing else to do?
Yes, ma'am.
Was it a school day?
Yes, ma'am.
Had you gone to school that day?
No, ma'am.
You played hooky?
Yes, ma'am.
Did your parents know you played hooky?
Not until that evening.
How did they find out in the evening?
I left my jacket up at Mr. Bergen's house.
That's how we found out it was you, is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
Step up. You're his father?
Yes, ma'am.
You're his mother?
Yes, ma'am.
So what's your defense?
Well, the defense is I agreed to pay for the damage that he caused. There was another party involved.
The other party denied it.
The other party lied through their teeth.
Listen to me. The other party denied it. He has no proof that Jimmy was involved. He has proof that your son was involved because he left his jacket there. You go sue Jimmy for his half. Your son was involved. He's responsible for the whole ball of wax.
Okay.
It's not his responsibility to go chasing after the people involved. He got one person. He got your son who was foolish enough to leave his jacket.
when he was to skip school and get himself in trouble.
You're absolutely right.
And
So that if somebody has to go chasing around to find out who else was responsible, it doesn't have to be this man here. It has to be you.
Right. And
Right, because you should know where your son is. Because I guarantee it's not the first time he skipped school, right?
well, yes, it was, to our knowledge.
No. It's not the first time he skipped school, is it? No.
Well, there we go. There's a first.
First time maybe you know about it, but it's not the first time he skipped school.
That's true.
Fine. May I please have the bills for the windows for the car, please? See, I didn't even have to say anything.
There you go.
What is it all together, Mr. Barriga?
It's $6,236,
Just
Your
the
Honor.
car windows?
Well, plus the installation, plus the clips, moldings, and other items that have to go with it to install that glass.
Let me see pictures of the car, sir.
There you go.
Just pictures.
Just pictures.
How old are these cars?
One is a 72, one is a 74 Porsche 914, Your Honor. I was storing them for restoration, is what I was doing.
All the windows are broken out on the car. Did you see the damage to the car, sir?
I was not allowed to see the damage. I went up a couple days later. Mr. Braga wasn't home, and I asked, and they said, no, we can't let you back here till he's home. And the schedule I was working, I was gone constantly.
Your Honor, when we talked about retribution, he said, bring me a list of the damages, and I'll take care of it.
How much did you tell him the damage was, Mr. Barriga? Not $6,000.
No, at that time, he was going to repair it himself and take care of it. Just give me the list. All I need is the year, make, model, and the last date of the VIN.
Sir.
That's correct. I did say that.
Did you ever tell him that the damage was $3,000?
The first time I talked to Mrs. Cooley, yes. That night, I said, Mrs. Cooley, this is a minimum of at least $3,000. I said a minimum of at least $3,000.
On the first night, it went from 13 to 3. And, Your Honor, I have here from the internet, 1972 Porsche 914. All I could pull up was a Targa. These cars are not Targas. Low retail value, $2,200 for a running car with all glass. I can pick these cars up at a junkyard for $500.
Then what you should do, sir, is do that.
Well,
you should listen to me, sir. Because he had these cars, and if he wanted to put them outside and grow geraniums out of the gas tank, that's his prerogative.
Yes, it is.
That's his prerogative. Before your son decided to trash these cars, they had windows, front windows, back windows, side windows, vent windows, and they may not have been running and they may not have been in working order,
I understand.
but they look just fine.
Would you like these? They come from the internet about the car?
No, I believe you, sir.
Okay.
I believe you. I also believe that the initial estimate of $3,000 is probably right, because if Mr. Barriga is restoring cars, and the reason he had these cars is to restore them,
Well, but
you were going to restore them yourself, sir?
yes.
Good. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $3,000. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step